this is Sarah for How We Learn. I wanted to share this video this week with you about 2 fun spring activities you can do with your little ones. These activities, like most of the ones I share, are great for kids of all ages to enjoy. We, as you might know, have a wide variety of ages in our household, so I'm always trying to find activities that I can easily adapt and modify to make them work for everybody. So today I wanted to share with you one classic with a little bit of a twist. Seeds in a mason jar, sprouting seeds in a mason jar, and an Easter egg name puzzle because Easter is coming up. So I thought that would be fun to do this week with your little ones. All right. We do a big vegetable garden here every year. We always start out with such gusto and it's going to be like the best year ever. And then by the time harvest rolls around, the weeds have outtaken any of the vegetables. And it happens year after year after year and every year. My husband and I decided we'll do a smaller garden next time, or we'll do raised beds and we'll just kind of pare it down. We're not really in the place where we're gonna grow and make our own everything at this point in time, and let's just be content, growing and making a few things that we can enjoy over the summer. And then every year about this time, I get that itch to be like, no, we can totally do this. Let's do a huge garden. It's going to be great. And I think it's just the winter talking, but I'm totally in that zone now thinking this is going to be the year for our garden. So we are all about the garden right now. Planning, it's a little too early to plant our seeds. I also have a bad habit of planting our seeds and starting them inside way too early, so that by the time we have to transfer them outside, they're like these gigantic plants and most of them don't harden properly. So I'm trying to be more patient this year, but March, I always get that feeling like, let's get out. We have the grow lights and the whole setup, but we're gonna try to hold off till the end of March this year to do that. But I am gonna do this fun little activity with my kids. So this is just a mason jar that I have stuffed full of paper towel. So it works best, I find, to rip the paper towel apart. So just use one sheet at a time, stick it in and fill it as much as you can, one at a time. It also works better if you have, I'm realizing, like a wide mouth jar. It doesn't matter so much for little ones because they can easily stick their hands in here, but it's kind of tricky for me. So once it's filled all the way, then you take some water and you just wet the paper towel as much as you can. You want it to be nice and wet. And then once it has gotten wet, you'll be able to add more paper towel because you just want it to be nice and full. So the water kind of helps compact it a bit. Then you add more and you're gonna fill this all the way up to the top. There, if I was doing this with little ones, I'd even fill it more, but for our sake, that's good. And then you wet it again with the paper towel and you just keep going until it's nice and compact. You want it filled all the way to the top, but for this will work for me. So it's gonna look just like this, all the way to the top. You can then dump out any excess water. I'm obviously not gonna do that right now. And you can try all different seeds. So this is really fun way to explore and investigate with kids. So if you don't have seeds that you're planting for your garden yet, you can just look in your cupboard because you can use any dried beans or dried peas actually will sprout, most of them. So these are just dark red kidney beans, and you just shove it along the side of the glass jar. Just like that. And so you're gonna kind of put it right against the glass and push the paper towel up behind. Your paper towel, of course, will come all the way up, so it'll make it easier. Squash or like cucumber, zucchini, any sort of the winter summer squashes tend to do really well. Peas are great. Beans, of course, like pole beans or bush beans do really well. And you just want to make sure that they're right against the glass so that you can see them. And that's it, that's all. And then it's as simple as keeping the paper towel wet. So the great thing about this is once it's really, really packed, you'll be able to have your little one pour and add the water, and then you can just kind of put your hand over top and dump the excess water out, and the seeds will stay in place because they're firmly pressed there. And you'll be able to see, the root structure come out first, and then the sprout come out the top and the little leaves. And it's so interesting and fascinating to do this this time of year, kind of hold off the garden, hold off my gardening bug a little bit. We're gonna be doing this one. So that's a fun one to try. It's reminding me we have our unit study to start, our seeds and plants unit study. We're gonna be starting, we saved it until March. And we're gonna be starting that really soon. And this is one of the activities that's in there. Okay, activity number 2 is an Easter egg name puzzle. So this one's nice and easy to do. You just cut out Easter egg shape out of however many pieces of paper your child's name is. So Nora is 5 letters long, so I've cut out 5 different Easter egg shapes. And all you're gonna do is, I just eyeball this. I mean, if you're type A, you could totally measure and cut. I don't do anything like that. So I take the first one and I'm gonna leave it whole. So this will be the first Easter egg, and that's whole. And then the next one, you just cut a little bit off the top, kind of a zigzag line, like this. So this first one, I'll put the letter N on it, and the second one will have the letter O on it. And then this next one, I'm just gonna eyeball it like this, so I can see about where I'm gonna cut the next one. This is good. And you just keep cutting them a little bit smaller, a little bit smaller. Now, if your little one is practicing scissor skills, then you can just draw the zigzag lines on each egg and have them snip them out first. But you just keep going down, just like this. And the cool thing about this name puzzle, as compared to the tulip one I shared with you last week, is that it's self-correcting. So for little ones just learning their letters, it's perfect. And for older kids, of course, you can do sight words and lots of different things with this one. Okay, so you'll end up with it looking like this, all the different pieces, and you're gonna make an Easter egg. So then you just write your little one's name letters on. And again, if your little one is at the stage that they're able to do it on their own, then they can do it on their own. And when we're doing name puzzles, it's a great idea to write their name as it truly appears. So a capital for the first letter and lowercase for the others. And we always start, there it is. And so we always start introducing a child's name first when we're starting teaching the ABCs. I know I've shared about this a lot, so I won't get into the details too much, but we always start with the child's name when they're starting to learn the ABCs. So this is a great activity to start. So you can give your child, either they can cut it out themselves, they can write it themselves, or Nora's just 2, so we'll be doing it just like this and just kind of playing with it. In fact, she's really too little for this activity. It's more so just an idea for you. I don't actually have a child that matches this age right now, but I will in a few months when Nora's kind of closer to 3, then she'll be all over this activity. So you just give them these parts and they can kind of build it together, and they can figure out which one's gonna go next. They can find what's the next name letter you need. Oh, it's an R, and then put it on, and then what comes after R, then that's the A, and that's the H, and then they can glue it all down, and they have their cute little Easter egg name. It's lots of fun and really cute. So when we're introducing name letters, which is the first thing we start with, we're gonna start by introducing it the way that they see their name. So a capital, first letter, lowercase, everything else. The next step is to introduce the matches to these. So we would introduce, in this case for Nora, we would introduce a lowercase n and capital all the others, and play some fun little matching games to get her used to just these 5 letters in lowercase and uppercase form. And once she knows those, then we move on to the sounds. So we focus just on the name letters and we learn them uppercase, lowercase, and sounds, know them in their entirety before we move on to the rest of the alphabet letters. And as you might know, I have a special order for introducing those, grouped in a way that children can start making words straight off the hop, which makes it a lot easier for them down the road learning to read, because it's all natural and everything just flows naturally. So I'll link to that below if you're interested in learning more about that. But there you have it. That's it. That's all. Those are our activities for this week. I hope they're helpful to you and yours. Happy spring. Bye.